welcome to Dorman Lakely's Everything Dungeons and Dragons show. In this video, I'm going to talk a bit about what I'm doing in FantasyGrounds and a couple of my add-ons that I like to use. And yes, I know they always tell you, you go to the forum and say, what add-ons do I need? And they're always like, try it without. And I did, and I didn't like it. So, you see here where my campaign last left off. I have thrown in a lowly acolyte who was doomed with this party of level 9s, level 8 or 9, and just to demonstrate some of the things. So I'm going to talk about a couple of those that I like that you might look into, and I will put links to them in the description. I have very much enjoyed getting them from the FantasyGrounds Forge. I hope they pay the creators sufficiently for them, because then they update. And it's really nice to be able to have them updated. So, when I last left my party, they had just defeated this wizard, this mad wizard, and in the top of the tower, and you can see some remnants of that, and also it highlights a few plugins that I have, one of which is called a Map Parcel by Silent Ruin, and this one is really neat. You'll notice there's these little bags lying around. There's loot from Chaos Priest 1, loot from Daedalus Steelblade, because I killed my own rogue. Why did I do that? Loot from Chaos Priest 2, and loot from the big bad guy, Malculinus Hazethorn. Okay. And then there's his big treasure, Mal's treasure. Cool. So what happens is, when you make a parcel, in your parcels list, you just create one. You create a new parcel, maybe by, there it is. You see, you have this parcel token for placement on map. And then you just go into your assets here. And it could be any number. You could literally have everything. So, I would just, grab a chest. And you drag the chest on there, then it makes a token, and then if you can grab that token and plop it on the map, then they have a parcel on the map now. And the cool part about this is, in the map, you or the players can double click on this thing and see it. Now in player mode, I have this parcel is locked, so it won't show anything that's in it. And it will have this pick lock or break lock option, and these are the DCs for that. At which point they can click this little dice to roll to try and open it up. They're going to get a pretty good treasure from this one when they look. And also, if you label your parcels, and also what it does is it also adds an inventory to NPCs in the combat tracker or custom NPCs. And you could load that up and say they have 20 gold pieces. When they kill this dude, it'll drop these little bags. So that is really cool. I highly recommend this one. It adds a lot of quality of life, especially when you want your NPCs to have some change on them or something. Also, with this inventory part of it, you can go in here and say you would rather this acolyte have a magic club instead of a regular club. You can grab a +1 club, drag it onto there, and it'll create the action and everything. The same goes with armor and other things. So that's the map parcels. The one I really want to talk about is the sneak attack. The sneak attack in a virtual tabletop can be a real pain in the ass. And someone was kind enough to make a sneak attack add-on that kind of just works. So they have an effect on them, which you can see here. It says sneak attack on turn. And as you can tell, it's Cole's turn. And the requirements is that, there's several requirements for sneak attack. You either have advantage on your rolls, or you are hidden. Well, hidden would give you advantage. Or an ally is nearby and you're using a finesse weapon. So I have this. And so when Cole attacks this acolyte, what are the odds I hit on the first try? Now, I can't use this. And did anyone has, I can't, what's it called? Combat automation. You know, you just click this little sword here, and it will attack with your dagger, and if the dagger hits, it will roll damage. Well, you can't use that with sneak attack. Because sneak attack doesn't switch over its damage until it registers a hit, so it doesn't work. So you have to do it the old-fashioned way. So I double-click this. So Cole is attacking the Acolyte, and Aegon and Bright are right by the Acolyte. So Aegon should get the sneak attack effect. So Cole attacks. Okay, so now Cole has hit, and you notice that a new effect has been added. Sneak attack, sneak damage 4d6. So now when I roll the damage on, there's all those beautiful dice. And a system shock. I love system shock. It failed its system shock, and all sorts of bad things happen to it. And then it goes back. So Cole, it's off right now. It's inactive. Because it only happens once a turn. Then when it's Cole's turn again, now it's active again. So that's the sneak attack add-on in a nutshell. And it works pretty darned well, except for if you want to use these automated combat actions. Now, if anyone's accomplished getting the two to work, where I can just click this, I would love to know. So I had this whole tower, and you know, the one I make these maps in DungeonDraft and then export them to FantasyGrounds, and this tower was 6 levels. Some of them were pure roleplay levels, and others were pure combat levels, and then some were a little bit in between. It's got a lot of, and I'm using a set by that I got off of Patreon called Forgotten Adventures. So if you go to DungeonDraft, it will immediately show up as Forgotten Adventures, and it's well worth the $2.50 a month that to support this artist. It's really good art, really good. You know, all these little levers and the backgrounds and the patterns of the floor. All of this stuff is really cool. You know, this throne, this platform here, these magic circles. It's all very nice. And actually, this map here was not made in DungeonDraft. This map is made in Inkarnate, which is better at making like large area maps. So my plan with this part is that they will they'll kind of find themselves on this plane of existence. They'll appear in this magic circle and have no idea where they are. The tower they were in will be gone, and there's these mountains off in the distance, and everything's very purple. Purple's been kind of the theme. But yeah, so this is all made in DungeonDraft, and DungeonDraft, if you do it right, will export all of your line of sight data. So I have my windows here, and so many different lights to cause all these weird colors that you're seeing. It looks like kind of a rock concert color scheme.